Alrighty, and we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mark it on your calendar. It is a very momentous occasion. I have the house to myself. So I'm thinking we're going to get a pretty good amount done without the children distractions happening. So last time, we absolutely got our butts handed to us hard, right? We ripped through a ton of stim packs. I think we had like 10 or 11 or something like that, so we used quite a lot of them. Most of it's just down to Cassidy's got this bum arm that is making things pretty tricky at the moment. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm pretty sure it's just that I need the doctor skill on him. But I don't have the doctoring ability good enough to do that, so he's just kind of suffering at the moment. And because of that, we're all suffering and praying. Yeah, we're gonna have to avoid these random encounters the best we can. We just can't do it right now. So we're making our way back to the den so that we can find Karl and get some proof. I had to look it up. He's on the west side. Or the east side? West side? East side? I don't quite remember, actually. I think they said he was at Mama's, getting drunk. Mama's east side. Right. Uh, so they weren't super clear on how this whole quest works. They said he ran off to the northwest, so I wasted a lot of time searching around the area to the northwest without realizing that he actually came here to the den when it was all said and done. So I've probably actually already talked to him before and not realized his significance, which may actually be this guy back here. One very drunk person has a sign that says will work for food. Spare some change for a out of work farmer? Right. What's your story? He sobers up quickly and begins to tell his tale. I used to be an upstanding citizen before coming here. I was a peaceful farmer that worked the fields as hard as any man. Until they started showing up at night, all glowing with pasty white skins. Spooked the hell out of me, it did. Night after night, they showed up and stole crops and cattle alike. I could do nothing to stop them. I know what you're gonna say. Why didn't you ask for help? I tell ya I did. Nobody would believe me. They thought I was crazy. Finally, it just became too much for me. I couldn't take it anymore. I just up and left and came here. And here I've been ever since. Karl starts to weep uncontrollably. You decide to leave him with his misery. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that story before, but I kind of just assumed the ghosts won't be able to find me here. I just kind of assumed that he was like talking about possibly aliens without he was talking about it, but I just kind of assumed it was feral ghouls or the glowing ones. But the whole, you know, stealing crops and cattle is just not ghoul-like. So this makes a hell of a lot more sense now. So now we figured out where Karl is. We've re-remembered where Karl is. So now we gotta, oh man, we gotta get all the way back over to Modoc without dying. And we still got a couple of weeks left to do it. Then we gotta let Joe know Karl's okay. And he shouldn't want to attack the Slag people anymore and trust that it's all just a weird misunderstanding. Not a single encounter that whole way? Wow. Maybe my luck is turning around. Well, I'm not going to look that gift horse in the mouth, and I'm going to save that before... That's not going to happen again. Alright, Joe, my good sir. We're gonna attack the Slags in 6 days, unless you can convince me otherwise. I did cut it pretty close. There's a drunkard in the den who matches Karl's description. He says he used to be a farmer, too. Shocked. The den? I I guess we were a little hard on him. I I can imagine what he went through at the ghost farm, with nobody believing him at all. You say he's a drunkard now at the den? If you could give him the message that we believe him, and that he should come home, I would be most appreciative. Now will you talk to the leader of the Slags? Yes, I believe the Slags and the people of Modoc will be able to come to some kind of mutual beneficial agreement. Thank you for saving the people of Modoc. And the Slags. Alright, so there's this little thing about my reward. You said you'd tell me where the Holy Gek was. Acting a little embarrassed. Well, you see, I don't really know anything about this Holy Gek thing you're looking for. You have to understand we were desperate. However, I do know of a place called Gecko. It's a ways east of here somewhere. If I were a betting man, I would wager your Gek gizmo is located there. I wish I had more I could give you, but we're still a poor community with not much in the way of offerings. The best I can do is offer you goods at basically my cost. But I'd be honored to help keep you stocked for your journeys when I have the goods, and I'm sure any of the other residents would be equally grateful if you asked them. Thank you. You've saved us all. Alright, goodbye, Joe. Oh man. That was like the whole crux of... That was like my only lead. Now you're telling me you bullshitted me just so I'd do your dirty work. Well, we've been to Gecko. We know what they need. We know it's in Vault City. We know we're not allowed in Vault City. We're gonna go to Gecko and see if there's anything further that we can do in there. We didn't really investigate very much. What can you tell me about this place? Not much to tell, really, just a bunch of ghouls clinging tenaciously to the ass end of life. I meant the bar. Well, the harp's named after a favorite hangout that I used to have before the war. I guess it's just a reminder of times past. Sort of a joke on the only way we're gonna get a better deal, too. Before the war? But that was a long time ago. Well, I'm more curious about this better deal. What do you mean? About the only way us ghouls are gonna get an even break is when we're toting a harp of our own. I didn't know the ghouls were especially musical. Well, usually I just pound on the hollow heads of my customers, sort of like bongos. How the hell did they ever let you out of your village? You're a danger to yourself and others. I mean, he's not wrong. Bongo? You fell out of the stupid tree and hit every damn branch on the way down, didn't you? I've definitely heard that before. Tree? I guess I'm not hip to your lingo, man. Let me ask you something else super radical. I run this place. Are you dumb? I sell drinks, trade for things, tell stories, and play tragic. Tragic? Are you dumb? Why is he so... I'm starting to really not like this guy. Tragic the Garnering is the most addictive thing since Jet. Tell me more about this Tragic the Garnering. Well, Tragic the Garnering isn't just a game. It's an obsession. Not a cologne, either. Some think that the way it changes a person's life is tragic, but they just don't understand. Uh-huh. No, really, it's wonderful. You should play. Just once. The first box of cards is free. A little something from me to you. Thanks. Hey, these look great. Tear the wrapping off. Ah, I just love that smell. That's just the first part. Now that you're one of us, want to play a game? Fuck you. You can absolutely go fuck yourself. I'd love to stay and trade tragic cards with you and just give you my stuff again, but I've got way better things to do. You know, in real life, bye. Yeah, I don't really know how it all is supposed to work, but last time he just took my stuff, so I am definitely just all set. I think this was the guy that first asked me for the thermohydro catalytic. Hey there, my name's Lenny. How can I help you? Hey Lenny, have you ever heard of something called a Garden of Eden creation kit? A Garden of Eden creation kit? I heard that Vault City had one of those. That's the only one I've ever heard of, though. Oh, one of my friends is hurt. Can you help them? Your friend is hurt. I can fix him up for $30. I need the money for supplies. Yes, please do that. Thank you. Then let me ask you something else. Awesome. Hello again. How can I help you? Um, I'm assuming you're the doctor here. So I'm not actually going to ask what you do here. I think we are all set. Thank you so much, Lenny. There we go, Cassidy.
What you need?
Survival gear locker. Hello there, Percy Crump here, master merchant in this locality. But you can call me just plain old Percy. Yes, you can. Heck, everybody does. Now, what can I do for you? What's going on around here in town? Not a whole lot new here in town. I hear Woo's rooked some newbie out of a black orchid the other day. Oh, he's got special deck. That's why he won so easily. Gotcha. Anyhows, other than that, my friend Woody's done gone missing. Oh no, Woody's gone missing? Well, tell me more about that. Well, you see, I had a friend named Woody. And that Woody, he can sleep like nobody I ever did see. What's worse, he likes to travel. Really likes to kick up the dust, that one does. Well, that ain't so much of a problem around here, that is. Last I heard, Woody was going to take a stroll over to the den. You know where the den is? Yeah. Well, anyhows, like I've been saying, that ain't so much of a problem around Gecko. But you see, people in other parts ain't so used to the way we look. Yeah. I sure did put two and two together. Can't you put two and two together? I'm worried that Woody might have taken himself a nap in the den. It's a long trip after all. And then they would have buried the poor cuss alive. I need someone to go look for him there. Oh. Oh no, they buried him in the graveyard. They thought he was dead. And, well, I miss him. That's why. Percy blinks moistly at you. Oh, I see. You want to know what's in it for you. I guess so. This is usually the part where I get more interested. Tell on. Well, I know where I can get a hold of a heck of a lot of pre-war stock of genuine Radex and Radaway. Don't do me no good no how, but I figure that ought to be worth something to you. You gonna take the job for me or not? I'll only pay you if I know Woody's safe. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get back to you soon. I'll let you know. I'm gonna have to dig up a bunch of different graves. Hopefully one of them just says, like, unknown, burned person. Hello there, I'm Skeeter. I sort of put things together here. Well, hey, Skeeter. You ever heard of a Gek? You're looking for a Gek, huh? Well, I don't rightly know where you might find one of them there things. I know that Vault City probably used to have themselves one. Uh-huh. Vault City had one, huh? They sure did. That's how come they're so darn well off. They It sure ain't 'cause they know what to do. It's 'cause the Gek done started up their crops and got their town running when they came out of the vault. Okay, so who would have an unused one? Well, let me see here now. As I recollect, most vaults were supposed to have themselves a Gek. You might try looking for another vault somewheres. Thanks for the advice. We'll keep looking. What do you need? Do you have a battery I could use to fix a car? Funny you should ask that. You see, cars use replaceable fuel cells or batteries for fuel. What usually broke down was the fuel cell controller. Yes. Most amateur mechanics just assume it's the battery itself. But you know what assuming things does, don't you? Alright, so he knows what he's talking about for sure. So does that mean you have a fuel cell controller? Yup, I sure do. Got it right here. Just waiting for a car to be put into. You got a car? Well, I know where one is. What's it gonna cost me to get that fuel cell controller? Well, money's nice, but I need something else right now. Something I can't get for myself. What's that? These days, good old tools is harder to get than parts is. I need myself a brand new super tool kit. Snap something brand's best. A new toolkit. Alright, where can I get that? I reckon that the best place to go and get that would be down in Vault City somewhere. They've got all kinds of tools, but they sure as heck wouldn't give them to a ghoul, no how. Or me, because I'm not even allowed in the city anymore. Damn it! So you want me to bring you a super toolkit, and then you'll give me the car part. Exactly, that's the deal. One super toolkit for one fuel cell controller. Everything is just pointing to Vault City. Even just to find out where the Gek is, I need to get into the vault to use the computer to find out where the vault is. Or I'm wandering around almost aimlessly trying to find it in the wastelands. The other part needed to fix up the reactor for this place is in Vault City. This guy's tools so I can get the car is in Vault City. But then I would have had to kill everyone here. There's gotta be another way around this. Since you already invited yourself in, what can I do for you? I got some questions. I have so many questions. What's all the junk in the yard? Now, some of this junk is left over from when they were building the reactor before the war. The rest of this stuff, I just don't know. Skeeter collects all kinds of stuff. Who's Skeeter? Well, Skeeter's sort of a mechanic. He'll take apart almost anything that you bring him. Gets most of them back together, too, sooner or later. Sometimes things end up working better than they did before. Alright, that's pretty interesting. Let me ask you about what you do here. I guard the Brahmin or help Skeeter in his workshop. Alright, I think that's all I needed from you, Lumpy. What's his name, Lumpy? Alright, let's see what we got over here. And in here we have... bunch of nothing. This room is pretty full of probably more Skeeter's trash, junk stuff, projects. Well, okay. I think I might just have to like try to sneak into Vault City or something. Not entirely sure. What Lynette meant by I was not welcome in there anymore. Hello there, my name's Gordon. Gordon of Gecko. Hello, Gordon. I'm Jack. What do you do here? I look for opportunities. Opportunities like what? I look for ways of maximizing my potential worth. That sounds like greed to me. Well, I am greedy, but most people misunderstood greed. Greed is a powerful driving force. Throughout history, mankind's greatest achievements were driven by men that wanted to better their positions, driven by greed. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. I'll take your word for that, Gordon. What does greed have to do with Gecko? So far, not much. But in greed lies Gecko's salvation. I have important information about the survival of Gecko, but I can't get anyone to listen to me. What kind of information? I'm listening. Well, I've calculated that if our reactor was running properly, we could generate an enormous amount of excess power. Far more than Gecko needs. Yeah, so? I've also found out from a very reliable source that Vault City cannot expand without additional power. It can't expand? Vault City, you see, has enough power for their current needs as long as they're careful, but the Vault power plant that they use was never designed for the increased load their city is putting on it. It's at peak capacity right now. Without more power, they can't expand. I don't, I don't see how that helps you. Well, if our power plant's working better, we could trade our excess power and technological expertise to Vault City in exchange for medical technology. I really don't see them going for that at all. They want you all dead. And without more power, Vault City will burn out their reactor within 15 years. If Gecko's reactor isn't repaired, we won't last half that time. Without medical technology, all of us ghouls are going to die off in the next 20 years anyway. Everyone loses if Vault Cityo and Gecko don't cooperate. So you're just a good Samaritan, huh? Somehow I don't really buy that. No, not at all. I've got my end covered. I'd be the natural choice to administer this project. Greed is my driving force. But thousands of lives are saved by it. Greed is good. At least it would be if I could get anyone in Vault City to read my economic data. I almost just want to laugh at him because there's no fucking way I can get anyone in there to listen to me now. Lynette just lost her mind because I'm thinking she's just really prejudiced against the ghouls and does not want anything to do with them. I don't think I can try. Well, I have all the relevant economic data on a disk. You may have it if you promise to show the data to someone in Vault City that can understand and make use of the data it contains. But be discreet with it. Not everyone there will be happy you talk to us ghouls. You are definitely absolutely right about that. Alright, I'll take the disc. I'll try to get it to a good person, but I think we're all fucked now. I think I done screwed up, and that's just it. So I'm gonna try my luck heading back to Vault City, I guess, and see just how crazy this goes. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back and talked to Lynette. I didn't think she was gonna be that psychotic about him. The unwashed villagers hunting a spammer? I'm gonna say yes. Because I am so... A what? See a pathetic looking spammer. Doombot, a member of the unwashed villagers. Amish Commando. Night Owl. Iguana Eater. Blue Cross. Is this supposed to be like a reference to... Buffy, a member of the unwashed villagers. Fighting a spammer? Why don't we just, like, take a few steps forward and just not Keeper of the Shadowrun War. Starter of Fires. Well, they're not targeting us. They're all definitely absolutely losing it on the spammer person, who has taken quite a bit. He's still alive. What a miserable final day. Protect the peace from spammers. Back to portal. Patrol. All he had was a rock. I am so confused. What did I just walk in on? Whoa. That's what you get for using soap? Did they kill him because he took a bath? What the fuck? Okay. Well, we got 6 stim packs out of it, and that just replaced like everything that I had to blow through that time there. That's kind of nice. Gets us back up to a pretty reasonable amount. Alright, Vault City. What do we... Hello, traveler. City of tight asses. Yeah, they sure are. Okay, I can come inside. I wonder if I can actually get all the way inside. Or if that's when things just kind of go kablooey. Well. Desert trash. Yeah, fuck you too, man. We're definitely not gonna go give that disc to Lynette. There's absolutely no way. I don't think I should look her in the eyes at all, let her know I'm back here. Yeah, what you got for trade? Polished metal plates, crudely forming a suit of armor. I don't know if it would be worth... How much is it? It's not cheap, but it could be worth putting it on Sulik. I think Sulik would kind of benefit from it. Alright, so I can sell him off a lot of the stuff that's been weighing me down for a while. I'll get back a ton of ammo, a couple more stim packs, and a couple new sets of armor. Sorry you can't carry that much. Give me one moment, please, then. Alright, we're gonna end the episode here, and then we will pick back up once I finish sorting all of this stuff out and we get set up again, and then we'll go figure out how we can help people with this disc thing we've got. Thank you so much for joining me on this part of our adventure, and I hope that I see you in our next one. Thank you.